Here we got Blood Death Knight Guides. Blood. Yeah, we won't read the intro. We'll just read the gameplay. That's all we care about. Core abilities for Blood should be familiar, though we've touched them up to bring clarity to the specialization. Each core ability now better leverages that sinister command of Blood. So I can imagine they're making this spec a lot more tanky than what they were. We're just going to go down here. Instead of Rune Tap, we're positioning Bone Shield to be the primary complement to Death Strike for active defense and a better tie to the fantasy provided more flexibility. That makes sense. Morrowind with a new attack which allows you to rationally generate Bone Shield. So that's cool. You hit something, generate some Bone Shield, and that's how Blood's going to work. To provide a gameplay continent between runes of a single type, Blood Strike now generates additional runic power on top of the standard amount for spending on a rune. Alright, so it gets a little bit more, so that's better. Here's a basic look at core defense and offense abilities for Blood Death Knights. 1 rune melee range equals instant for Blood Strike. Instant strike causes moderate physical damage and affecting the victim with Blood Plague. Cool, it generates 10 additional runic power. That's cool, it puts plagues on the target. Blood Plague, disease that deals minor shadow damage and heals the caster for 1% of their maximum health every 3 seconds. So that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Didn't think that something like that was going in. Alright, so Morrowind. Alright, 2 runes, melee range, instant. Smash the target, dealing strong physical damage and generating 3 charges of Bone Shield. That's cool. You know what this reminds me of? The Blood spec is, hold on guys, I know is, you guys played League of Legends if you've played Mordekaiser. This is basically Mordekaiser now. Blood DKs equal Mordekaiser. Death Strike, 40 runic power, melee range, instant. That's a lot of runic power. 40. Alright, focus dark power onto those strikes. It deals physical damage and heals you for 50% of all damage taken for 6 seconds. Maximum of 7% health. That's pretty gnarly. If you are below 35% health when this cast, all runic power is consumed, increasing the potency of the healing effect. Okay. That's pretty gnarly. I mean, it's like a last heal lay on hands automatically. I mean, it could be good, and in one sense, you could be DPSing in PvP and want to land a kill, and all of a sudden, all your runic power goes. But again, this is Blood, so who knows? Each time you heal yourself with Death Strike, you gain a 40% mastery from typical gear to the base amount of physical damage absorbed shield. So that's not changing, that's staying normal. Also increase the attack bar by 20%. Mastery from typical gear. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. Blood probably need a little more attack power. Alright, so Death and Decay, 1 ride, 30 yard range. It's 1 rune now, that's good. I think it's been 1 rune. 30 yards, instant, 30-second cooldown, corrupts the ground, Death Knight, causing moderate to slow shadow damage. And shadow damage now. Over 10 seconds by target to the area, you will remain within the target area. While you remain, okay. Your Blood Strike will hit all nearby enemies. So you throw down D&D with Blood and you start using Blood Strike, it's not just going to hit 1 to 3 like it has over time. It's going to hit just all of them. Blood's got a pretty wild AoE now. Crimson Scourge is the passage. Successful auto attacks. Infect with your Blood Plague. Have a 20% chance to reset cooldown on Death and Decay. Now, to give you an idea how some talents may build upon its core rotation, here's an example of Blood-specific talent. This is cool, guys. Listen to this. This is cool shit. This is what I want to know. Bone Storm. 15 runic power per second. Instant 1 minute cooldown. A whirl of bone gore batters your enemies 3 times per second, dealing minor shadow damage while you're 1% of maximum health per strike. Now, that's really cool, guys. Now, if you can remember anyone that this kind of reflects in World of Warcraft, it's going to be an ICC first boss, Marrowgar. Bone Storm! I know all of you remember that. I know all of you remember lagging your ass off during that fight the first week. Anyways, guys, let's jump over to the Unholy DKs and see what's going on. Here for the Unholy DKs, guys, we're going to jump the intro. If you want to read that, check that out on the World of Warcraft website. We're going to go with gameplay and mechanics, because I want to know what the hell's going on with Unholy too, because they had some pretty interesting ideals. We're not going to go over that. We're not going to go over the gameplay. I mean, that's pretty basic crap, kind of telling us what they are doing. I mean, it looks like they want to recognize the Festering Strike Lust over other things, but we'll see. Here's a basic look at the core abilities for Unholy Death Knights. Outbreak. 1 rune, 30 yard cooldown, instant, 6 seconds, deals minor shadow damage to the target, lasting for 6 seconds, causes the target and all to infect with the Virulent Plague? It looks like Unholy's got a new plague, the Virulent Plague, guys. It's interesting. Yeah, here we go. It's a disease that Deals and disease. Can't get that right. Disease that deals moderate shadow damage every 3 seconds for 21 seconds. It interrupts when affected target dies, dealing moderate shadow damage split between every. So basically, you're gonna put that dot on a target. One of them dies, and then it's gonna like explode. Like you're dealing corpse explosion when that thing dies, and it's gonna infect everyone and deal a bit of damage. The disease also has a 30% chance to erupt each time it deals damage. So it's gonna be like a necrotic plague every time it ticks. It has a chance to spawn to another target. Festering strikes, 2 runes, melee range, instant. Yes, that's still normal. Deals physical damage to infected targets with 1 to 3 festering wounds. So you can have bigger festering wounds that we were talking about. The pustule-ridden lesion that may burst by Scourge Strike. That's going to be interesting. Dealing moderate shadow damage, generated 3 runic power. Scourge Strike, 1 rune. Yep. Unholy Strike deals strong physical damage and strong shadow damage. Triggers a single stack of festering rune if it is present on the target. I thought Scourge Strike was supposed to activate it, make it explode. Maybe it only does it at like more than 3 strike stacks. I wonder how high it'll go. It'll probably tell us maybe. Death Coil, 30 runic power, 40 yard ranged. Oh, you guys got 40 yard ranged on that. We only got 30 on Howling Blast. So there's a death zone or dead zone there for Unholy DKs if they want to get max range or Frost DK. There's some interesting stuff right there. They can actually hit them from farther than a Frost DK can. Fires a blast of unholy energy at the target, causing a strong shadow damage to the energy, restoring 10 energy to your ghoul. So apparently you give your ghoul 10 energy when you death coil to make him deal more damage, which is going to be pretty cool. Dark Transformation, instant 1 minute cooldown. Transform your ghoul into a powerful undead monstrosity for 20 seconds. The ghoul's abilities are empowered to take over new functions while transformation is active. So that's cool. I mean, like, you guys still had that, but apparently he's going to take over new abilities, which they kind of did before, but I wonder if they're going to change that up a bit like we read before. I mean, that would be really cool. Death and Decay, it's still the same there. Corrupts, yeah. Oh, here's where it differentials. Over 10 seconds within the area, while you remain in the target area, Scourge Strike will hit all the enemies. So you drop D&D, hit Scourge Strike, you hit all the enemies. So it's kind of like Unholy's getting a slight Howling Blast too. Mastery, Deadblade, increase all shadow damage by 50% with all mastery, a typical gear. That's pretty wild. Alright, to give us idea of how some talents may build upon the core rotation, here's an example of the specific talent you will serve. Passive, your raised dead summons an additional skeletal minion, and its cooldown is removed. So you can have multiple minions as Unholy, like I was saying before, they might have like buff mods and buffer mobs to go as pets and stuff. So you could have two skeletons. That's cool. Cooldown is removed. That's really cool. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the review on DKs. What is my input on this? We're going to be looking at some changes, a little bit differential in the rotation. Doesn't look like it's going to be things are going to be thrown out, but it does look like we're going to be having different priorities come Legion. And we're kind of excited to see. You know what, guys? I am excited to see what's coming up because them big Howling Blasts kind of seem exciting to me. Like someone's running away from you, you're just like, no, I don't think so. Where you going? Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. This was your boy Hazzed, and until next time.